the one who plays Kieran Felix White on No Pixel, and I am also someone who does art, as you can see. Right now I am drawing, I am painting my little puppy wuppy Maggie, who's a rescue around 5 or 6 years old. Had her since December, and she's just been a bit of a headache, but mostly an absolute joy. I love this dog. She is just, I feel like she's perfect. Even if she does have issues, like, those are issues that we'll get past. I love her. So I am painting a picture of Miss Maggie, and I'm going to try to get my thoughts together and explain a bit about my character. This is take 3. First take didn't actually get recorded and it's just gone now. Second take, I'll probably leave it up, but I don't know. I was just felt like I was getting too awkward. So I want to talk I want to talk a bit about Kieran White. Kieran Felix White, my character. He has existed for a number of years now. I think since around 2010, 2011. Um, he is an alien who was born and raised on Earth and has been through a lot. He has a lot of issues psychologically that he's been working through. He is what I like to call an accidental time traveler. He will sometimes wake up and be in a completely different point in time or space or like something, and he he's started to be able to predict when this will happen, but he has no control over it. It happens whether he wants it to or not. So he also has abilities that, in order to play him as a character on No Pixel, I decided to just completely nerf them because I want to stay true to the character, and nerfing him was the only way to really be able to do that without breaking server rules. Which, you know, also means that he is going to be more interesting as a character because he's not just this all-powerful, super powered, like like almost immortal in a lot of ways. He instead of being like that, now he's just a guy with issues who happens to be stronger. He's still stronger than humans. Most humans, except for like top tier bodybuilders. But even that, like, he's strong physically. He bounces back from injuries really fast. But he is also a mess in his head. And so, like, he's going to get hurt. He's not going to have as much energy to fight back. He's nerfed, and it's mostly just the powers, but he's going to be less strong physically as well, because that just makes it more interesting story wise. And but I did need to have an arc where he kind of discovers that he's changed. He no longer has the abilities that he once had, and he's still going to he's going to take a while to get used to that, because like when you know that you can take most people who do anything to you or try to do anything to you, like you get a little cocky. You don't take things quite as seriously because you know you can handle it. Like, and his the one power that may make the occasional appearance, but really will only be used to make it easier for him to bounce back from serious injuries or to avoid like dying, really. Um, is his shield. He has a shield that's like it's a mental thing. It's kind of like a force field that he can manipulate with his thoughts. And the the more clever he is about using it, like the more he understands what he wants to do and like the most efficient way to do it, like the more powerful the shield is and the longer he can use it without completely exhausting himself. Um, so with an ability like that, he, I mean, he could deal with a lot, but he is no longer at that point really, and he's still adjusting to that fact. So he is going to make decisions that wouldn't have put him in such a bad spot under normal circumstances, but he's lost his powers and he doesn't know it yet, but he's not getting those back. So he's going to be struggling. He's going to make bad decisions. He's going to be scared and frustrated and confused and not know what not know how to cope, but he is going to forget that he can't do these things anymore, and it's going to get him in trouble, I'm sure. And it's going to be played for jokes sometimes. And like I might be able to figure out a way to work within the rules and play like and play off some of his other powers. They might make an appearance just for a joke, but that's going to be something that I would think a lot before I attempt, because I do not want. And like I want it to be a positive experience for anyone I encounter, because like this is, I mean, I just want to like make friends. I want to be able to experience this whole thing and like make stories with people, and also being trans, it's nice to have a place where I can be and just have people like naturally using like he him pronouns and whatnot, and just get used to that, because I am not used to that yet. And so far, it's been a really just incredibly wonderful feeling. Um, and it's been reaffirming that this is what I need to do. Like, I do need to transition so that I can, you know, be happy with my body. I made it to like 15 in Q, and now I'm up to 25, so it looks like I'm going to be here for a while still. Um, yeah. I am not particularly thrilled with how my first week and a half of RP on the whitelist server went. I feel like I could have done a lot better. I made mistakes and I'm not happy about that, but it's a learning experience and I know I'm going to be getting better at that. And I am thankful to the people that I have encountered who have still, like, they haven't gotten, they didn't, like, I mean, it was still really fun role play, and I hope it was also enjoyable for them. I need to get. Where is the. Hang on. Okay. Alright, the camera's upside down. What's this, Maggie? Yay! I'm upside down. Okay. And as usual, I completely lost track of where I was in my thoughts. But yeah, I was not on medication this last week. I unfortunately ran out and it took a while to get, like, the pharmacy didn't notify me that they, I don't know why they didn't, like, fill it immediately when they got it. Like, they got it on the 6th and, like, it took going there and, like, calling the doctor's office and all the stuff to actually get it ready. And when I am not on my ADHD meds, I struggle to form coherent sentences. I mean, I do that when I'm on the meds anyway, but at least I have a better chance of getting out what I'm trying to say. So Kieran is also going to be, well, he's always been kind of a mess, but he is going to, when I'm not on my meds, he's not going to be on his either. He'll have run out or can't take them for whatever reason because it's the easiest way to explain why he's acting a bit differently, I guess you could say. Um, what else? I do have things that need to be improved on with regards to my setup. My headset is pretty decent. I still need to figure out how to adjust volume so that I'm not super loud in game. And my internet connection at the moment is not quite strong enough for, like, it can just about handle being on NotePixel, but like I am not going to stream while role playing until I know my computer or my connection can handle it, because otherwise I'll get kicked because my ping's too high, and then I just can't get on until the next tsunami, unless I happen to get random prio or whatever. So there's that. Um, as far as how things are going to go in the future with Kieran, it's going to take a while for him to adjust to being a regular person again, because he didn't have these powers when he was a child. They and they, like, any powers he did have were very much uncontrollable, and they didn't really start appearing until he was around 16 years old, and they caused him a lot of anxiety. They caused him a lot of they it was not good for his mental health. He was having issues, and like his species, when they hit puberty, they're not born with the spikes that grow out of their arms. Like, like they're like yeah. Um yeah. They grow in when you hit puberty, and it's a painful process, and if you have sensory issues like Kieran does, it's much, much, much more difficult to cope, because you have bone growing out, like under your skin. It's growing and it itches, and poor Kieran just was miserable in his, like, when it started, he was just like, it was driving him insane, really. So he had to start taking medication to kind of counteract what was happening to him, the changes his body was making. He had to start on like hormone blockers just to slow it down enough that he could handle it. Which this was before I really started thinking about coming out. Like I've always kind of known that, but like thinking back on it, damn, did I make a really obvious metaphor for being transgender. But he is not actually transgender. He is a cis male alien. He's definitely not straight, but he's never doubted his gender identity. But growing up around humans and with what looked like a human body and what felt like a human body, when these changes started happening to him, it really screwed with him. And he's still, every once in a while he'll have a bad day and things will just feel messy and he just can't deal. But then there are days when he's perfectly fine with life and he can do all these things. Like, he can handle it. He can just be Kieran. He can just be happy. And he's come a long way in his journey to just like be at peace with himself. Kind of like how I've come a long way to be at peace with myself and my own things. I have been diagnosed with anxiety. It kind of runs in the family. I was diagnosed with ADHD. There are also suspicions that I like. There's also a lot of obsessive compulsive traits that I don't. It's yeah. I would probably be diagnosed with OCD. Um, and more recently, it's been suspected that I may also be autistic. So there's a lot of stuff going on in my brain. So it's no surprise that I play as a mentally unstable character who doesn't really know how to deal with life, really. And yeah, so that's kind of my explanation for what's going on with here. And I know that, well, I just don't think I did the best job of portraying him, like, really, like, getting all the details in and, like, doing him justice. But I'm hoping I can change that as time passes and that he becomes the kind of character that people want to hang out with and that he makes friends with people who aren't serial killers or investigating serial killers or robbing banks or all mugging him or whatever, he's gonna come into his own. He's gonna also make a whole lot of stupid decisions because he is an impulsive wreck, and it wouldn't be as entertaining if I played him smart. And it wouldn't be true to who he is because he does not always make the best decisions, and it's important to acknowledge that. Oh, I'm back down to 16. Yay. Maggie is in her crate. She's finally decided that she likes being in there, which is nice. Because we tried crate training her at the start. It was a bit of a struggle because, like, she gets super anxious whenever I leave. And we didn't really have like the time to like get her super comfortable in her crate so that when I did leave, she could just hang out in there. She ended up, she started chewing on the bars, so some of the bars are a little bent. So her crate hasn't been her place to hang out when I leave, but she is not destructive when she's anxious, which is very much a relief. She is very sad, and it breaks my heart to hear her little sad barks. Although it is also kind of funny because I'm literally on the other side of a door, and like she's just an interesting dog. And she also barks at my dad a lot. I live with my mom and dad, and our family owns and runs an art gallery slash frame shop. So unfortunately, Maggie does not like my dad right now, so she does not get to spend much time downstairs because she just barks, and that's not ideal when you're trying to have a welcoming, pleasant environment for customers. Luckily, we live in a very dog-friendly town, but it's still awkward just to have this dog barking her little head off. And we still, granted, my dad did. He has a tendency to tease dogs, which he's learned the hard way that you just can't do that with a rescue dog because Maggie has taken it very personally, and now he's having to win back her trust, and we're getting there, but it's taking a while. And she is getting there when it comes to being able to relax when I'm not around. She can be in my room with the door closed, and I can be out in the kitchen, living room, and she will be calm. If she doesn't, if someone else is upstairs and I can go down and she's in my room, I can go downstairs and do things, and she won't bark until she realizes that I'm not there. So. But she doesn't bark constantly anymore, which is really nice. She's a great dog. Her issue, we don't know what happened to her, so it's not surprising that she is a bit neurotic, and she's beautiful, and I love her. And she does tend to, like, if she hears my parents out in the living room moving around, like, sometimes that'll set her off and she'll just start barking her head off again. And so I've decided to make this part of Kieran's character that sometimes he just has to bark uncontrollably, and he blames it on the dog in his head named Maggie. Because that's who's doing it. Lighting is weird on her nose in this picture. Kind of makes it hard to. I feel like the nose is just going to end up looking weird in general, but hopefully we can make it nice. I feel like I kind of ran out of things to say. I just. Any other our peers that happen to watch this, I'd like to um, say thanks to the ones that I've met who have just been really nice and just great people to being RPing with. Um, yeah, just gonna keep painting. If I think of anything else to say, I guess I can just say it. But Kieran's abilities are definitely just gone for good. Like, maybe they'll maybe he'll be able to work with them when he's out of the city, but anytime he's in the city, he's nerfed. And it's gonna be fun, I hope. So, Maggie is not the first dog that I've painted. I do like painting watercolor. It's not always the easiest medium to work with, but it's enjoyable. Um, Hello to my one viewer. No idea who you are. Can I? Users in chat. Uh huh. Well, if you just somehow stumbled upon this, welcome. I am on GTA No Pixel on the whitelist somehow. I'm still kind of in shock that I made it. And also in shock that I ran into a serial killer on my second day. And it happened to be the one that Letter J was encountering a lot or investigating with her character Posey, because like I was hoping I would run into Posey at some point. I didn't think it would happen like this. I thought maybe we would just run into each other, like hanging out at the pier or something. But no. My character got caught up in a serial killer plotline, and apparently on Sunday I made friends with another serial killer, and it's good times. Entertaining. Very entertaining. Luckily, Kieran is not the type to avoid people who are not morally, like, he doesn't have, like, he had a hard life, so, like, standards for his standards are very low when it comes to, like, making friends, because, like, literally anyone who just is nice to him, he considers them to be a friend. And being, like, morally upstanding is just kind of a bonus as far as he's concerned. So that'll be fun. He's just gonna make friends with anyone who offers friendship to him. And it's gonna be fun. Fun, fun, fun. Fun, fun, fun. Lots of smiles. And I don't think it helps that he is a wanderer. He likes to just wander around the city by himself. Something that I do a lot whenever I'm someplace new. Like, of course, like, I'm much more aware of my surroundings and, like, how to stay safe, but, like, when I was an exchange student in Germany for a year, 2009, 2010, like, one of the things I would do was just take the bus down and just wander around the city while just thinking, just looking around, just walking, just seeing what there was to see. Like, whenever I move to a new place, like, which granted hasn't been often, but like if I'm staying somewhere for a while, like one thing I like to do is like make sure I can get hold of a map and then just like get lost, and then I just learn where I am through wandering, and eventually and I can use I'm good at reading maps, thankfully, and I can just use that to just learn about where I am, learn my surroundings, just experience things. And also, that involves a lot less talking with other people, which is nice because I do not do well with talking to people. It is difficult. Still at 15. I guess I guess some people are getting on the server now, and not as many people are leaving at the moment. But, um, I guess it's kind of a good thing that the first recording vanished into the ether, because I tend to cry very easily. Like, it's my go to reaction to just about everything. Like, I get upset or sad, I cry. I get overwhelmed, I cry. I get mad or frustrated, I cry. And there was a lot of crying in that stream this morning. So it's nice that this time around I can kind of just be a bit more chill. Even if I do kind of wish I knew I could remember what all I said this morning, because I'm sure I'm missing some points. But that's okay. That's just what life is like sometimes. Well, guess I should work on the harness next. Okay, I'm gonna need pink. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Hmm. I'm still working on learning how to mix colors. There's a bit more difficulty, I think, doing it with watercolor because, like, how much water you have has a direct impact on what the color turns out to be. Because you can have, like, this black right here, that can be, like, absolute pitch black, or it can be a light gray depending on how much water you're adding. Which is also one of the enjoyable things about watercolor, I think, is that it's a little bit of an extra challenge. Makes it interesting. Okay. It's not quite there yet. Let's try. Teensy bit more purple. That might have been a bit much. That's pretty good, I would say. Maggie hasn't been wearing her harness lately because I kind of noticed she had a bald patch on her armpit and wasn't sure if that was related to the harness or if that was always there or what. So, yeah. She's not wearing it anymore. Instead, I bought her a little collar. A little blue collar. I think she probably preferred the harness because she doesn't seem to like the collar much, but she has to wear it. That's just the rules. It's just how life is sometimes. Sometimes you have to wear a collar. I'm 11. 11 in Q. We're getting there. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do 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 do. Oh, I'm number 9. If you like podcasts, you should check out Quiz Quiz Bang Bang or Blurry Photos. Uh, Blurry Photos is done by my brother-in-law. He talks a lot about various cryptids, urban legends, conspiracy theories, that sort of thing. And Quiz Quiz Bang Bang is the pub quiz practice show that hits you pow right in the quizzer. So they're both worth checking out if you like podcasts or trivia or supernatural things, or even if you don't, check them out. Watch them. Well, not watch, listen to them because they are good quality, and also I want to see my sister succeed and my brother-in-law. I want them to be able to succeed in something that they have so much passion about. Oh, I'm back up to 10. Could be worse. All right. What am I going to do about this background? Maybe I should start doing the backgrounds first. Nah. That would just make too much sense. Ah, yes, lovely dog hair on the dog painting. Great. I really enjoy painting dogs. And cats too, but I've painted more dogs. Um, I do commissions if you're interested in getting a painting of a pet you love. I've even done paintings of like cats from The Sims, dogs from Breath of the Wild. Other animals, I wouldn't be as confident, but I do work from references, so you know. I think I'm going to wrap this up in a little bit so that I can clear off my desk and get my keyboard back in place. I've kind of run out of things to say at this point, I think. Well, if you stumbled on this VOD, hope you enjoyed watching me paint and listening to me ramble for almost an hour. I am 6 in queue and I am going to wrap it up now. I hope you all have a great day, night, whatever. Stay safe. Have fun. Pet a dog if you want and can, or a cat, or whatever. Just have a good life. Bye.